Hello my guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Beanie Boy and today we are going to be starting our new series, Let's Build. So I looked at my village and I realised my village looked very similar to the Minecraft village in the film. I mean, you could argue that every village does, but this one in particular, I like it because it accompanies my creative world quite well. Now, I looked at the village and I thought, hey, this is a bit boring, so I am going to be doing a few projects to enhance this. However, today the project is we are going to build a lava chicken cooking machine. So as you can see, I've got a very rudimentary version here, and if I press this button, I get chickens, and if I press this, the lava comes down and cooks my chickens. There we go, boom, some chicken. Now, obviously, the more chickens you put in there, the more likely you are to get some juicy, finger-looking good chicken. So that time, we got 3. It works. So, we're going to take this machine and we are going to incorporate it into a chicken shack. And in order to do that, we needed some materials. So in creative mode, what you are going to need to make this build. For concrete, you are going to need white, yellow, orange, and red. For wool, you are going to need white and red. You are going to need some glass blocks, some stripped oak wood. You're going to need some smooth stone, some polished andesite, some red nether brick stairs, some oak stairs, and of course some chicken spawn eggs and a lava bucket. And at the bottom here we have a villager who is going to be our clerk. For your redstone, you are going to need a sticky piston, a lever, a redstone repeater, a button, a hopper, a dispenser, a chest, and some redstone dust. So let's get into it. So you'll notice that I have mapped out a 9x9 square. So if we count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm missing the white guide blocks at the front. And there is a reason for that. You will see why. So let's get into the build. The first thing you need to do, 2 red concrete blocks at the front, and then we are going to frame our building with stripped oak. So let's do that now. Now obviously these corners aren't ideal. I'm just going to build that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in theory it should have matched up on the textures there. Same again on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the front here, you only need 4 because you already have your concrete down. And that is going to give us a lovely frame to begin our chicken shack. For the floor, I would recommend using smooth stone because, of course, it's a fast food establishment. And having a nice, clean looking tiled floor looks brilliant and it's very hygienic. Not that hygiene really matters in the Minecraft world. So temporarily, I'm just going to throw down some red concrete here. This is temporary because this is where my desk is going to go. So I am going to use some oak stairs and go along the front here. And now the reason that I didn't map white blocks at the front for my size is revealed because I didn't want them showing here. So let's get rid of those temporary blocks, because we no longer need them, and so far so good. It is looking great. So I'm going to continue finishing off the frame for the building. I want it completely squared off, however I'm going to leave the back temporarily because I need to create my redstone contraption. What we want to do is draw a line, so we want to have at least 3 blocks at the front. We are going to create a line of polished andesite there, and we're just going to keep building that up. And at the end of our build, we're going to go 2 more. And then on this side, another 2. Now this is going to give us a good frame to be able to build our redstone machine within. So we've got that built like so. I'm just going to bring that up to the top of the wooden frame, and then the same again on this side. This way I'll be able to close the building off at the end, and it will look pretty sweet. So at the front here, this is going to be where my chicken machine is. So I'm going to build a base platform for it. Now the first important thing we need to do is have a chest. So we're going to put our chest in the front, just here, but we need to also have a hopper to collect our chicken. Now the problem with hoppers is if we place one down like that, as you can see, the hopper is not connected to the chest. So the way around that is to put a placeholder block in. It can be anything you like. Connect your hopper up, and as you will see at the bottom here, your hopper is now connected. Once that's done, you can put your chest in the top, and in theory, anything you throw down will go into that hopper, hopefully. Let's give it a go. Anything that drops into that hopper will fall in and end up in your chest, which is excellent. Now we've got that sorted, we want to continue building our base. Now we have a good solid foundation for our machine. So next up we need to do the pistons. So I'm just going to build a little frame around my machine. Once you have your base set up, what we need to do now is introduce the piston and lever. So we're going to build a platform just here. We are going to place our sticky piston down here, and I'm going to use a nice yellow piece of concrete just to show where my machine is. In fact, let's go with white. White makes more sense. So we need this to be activated at all times. We could, in theory, have it in the wall there, but that doesn't look ideal. So what I'm going to do instead is have my machine so the redstone is concealed underneath. So we are going to grab our redstone and just lead it round. However, I just want it to creep up here. In theory, that should now work. Brilliant. So we have our piston working. Brilliant. Now we need to think about our dispenser. So we're going to grab a dispenser and we're just going to place it at the back behind our hopper, and just for the sake of demo we're going to throw some chicken eggs in there because we need to know if it's going to be working. So on the opposite side we want a similar setup, but this time round we're going to use a button. The button is going to go there, and this is going to dispense our chickens. Now the problem is our redstone machine here is not going to work if we do that, because that's just how redstone works. So what we're going to do instead is build up one, so we can make an L shape just here, and that should, in theory, work. Brilliant. So we've got chickens that can now dispense from our machine. So just once again, button there, redstone in this setup, and as you can see, as I press it, the signal goes all the way round. So we don't want our chickens escaping, so now it's time to put some glass in. You put a block here, and then you build 1, 2 up, and then we need to frame this in order to get our lava crucible put in. Now our lava crucible is going to go at the top here. We want to seal it off so none of our redstone gets damaged, because essentially that would be a real problem. So now our lava has nowhere to go. I'm just going to bring that up one more level and grab my lava bucket and throw that in there. And as you guys can see, it has matched the height of my building. Brilliant. That's exactly what I wanted. Now I can finish off my machine by filling in the blocks. Now this part here, not much of a concern because it's going to be covered at the end. I don't want my redstone on show because it doesn't look great. But, you know, you get the idea. The chicken shack is coming along. Of course, it's Minecraft, so essentially you can build it how you like. You can adapt it, you can change it, but however you want to build it, it's down to you guys. It's your creative world. So now we have that set up. We just need to test the machine. We've got our chickens in there, so in theory, we have an empty-ish chest. we should be able to hit that switch. The lava should drop. And it should give us chicken. Excellent. So, we're going to seal the top of this and we are good to go. So now my chicken shop is sealed. Just an important safety point. If you are planning on building a wooden roof, do not use wood over the lava. In my world, fire does not spread, but in your world, it might. And the worst thing you want is for your chicken shack to burn down before it's even fully realized. So our chicken shack is ready functionally, but now we need to build the next parts of it. Ideally, we want to go round the side of our build like this and build another layer of wood. Because I'm a perfectionist, I like my wood all facing the same direction. It's looking good so far. I just want to sort the corners out as well. Excellent. It's looking good. So at this point, we need to get our red nether brick stairs and we need to do a roof. So we're going to go round and just build a little overhang and seal off those corners as we go in order to give it that nice kind of, I suppose, McDonald's restaurant point. So now you should have something that looks a little bit like this. So next up, we need our orange concrete, and our orange concrete is going to form the foundations of our primary roof. So what we want to do is create some blocks on each corner, couple each. Now, the roof is going to be staggered, so what we want to do is just create a triangular shape. And as you can see, we've lined it up perfectly with our 9x9 build in order to get that pointy roof set up. So that is the front of our shack done. We now need to do the back. It's exactly the same process, so building into a pyramid style. And then once you're done, your chicken shack should look a little bit like this. Next up on the side here, we want to do the same again. However, on this side, we want to go one higher. So we're going to have a point looking a little bit like that. It's just a little bit higher than the others. The difference being we didn't have 2 blocks on the corner there. We just had 1. So we're going to carry on building this up into a full-on triangle. Same again on this side, like so. So now we're just going to round off our roof. So as you can see, the roof's coming together. I'm just creating the platform which is going to house our mighty chicken mascot. Just at the bottom here, you want to make sure that this platform is wide enough for your chicken. And it's looking good overall. Brilliant. So inside here, you just want to have some glass covering this. You can put a floor in. I think I'm just going to go for a standard white concrete just to cover the top here. That will also give me a white ceiling inside my kitchen down at the bottom there. So once that's sorted, you just want glass on the inside. You want to layer it up so it goes alongside your pyramid. And of course, any builder worth their salt in Minecraft knows that layering is key. So fill in every possible gap in order to create the best possible roof for your build. Do be sure, however, to leave yourself a spot so you can get out. So let's just have a look at our build so far. It's looking good. There's something wrong at the back here though. We're just going to have to build this up. I think in this case, I'm going to cheat and just put some planks in because that will look pretty cool. In fact, no, we can make this even better. Let's use concrete and do some strips. This is a slight deviation from the original plan. However, I think it's going to work. It has that kind of like fast food vibe going on. So there is something still missing for our chicken shack. We need to put the wool in. So we're going to have 3 white wool in the middle. We're going to have 2 red wool on the sides. And that is going to give us a good looking front to our chicken shack. So of course our building is not going to be complete without a chicken on top. So at the front here, we're just going to build an L shape. and another L shape, and that is going to be the legs for our chicken. So once you've got the feet, guys, you want to use your white wool in order to make the chicken look like an actual chicken. So we're going to build a fat T at the front here, so this is 3 blocks and then 5 blocks at the top. Then we're going to go 3 blocks back from the top, and then at the bottom of those we're going to have another 2. So far you should have a shape looking a bit like that. So once that's done, you can fully seal the shape, and then at the back give your chicken a little tail. So now we need to build the head for our chicken. So it's simply a cube on top. It is 3 by 3 and then 3 high. And just as a little bonus feature, because I just thought of it now, I'm going to throw some chickens in the top, not too many, because I want my mascot to make a noise. So now at the sides here, we just take these out and we will put some eyes in. I forgot to bring the black concrete, but we're going to add some black concrete now. Next up, our chicken needs a beak, so we're going to put some yellow concrete at the front. And then finally, we need the little, I don't know what it's called, the dangly thing at the bottom. And that is essentially going to be our chicken. Now, you can stylize it however you want, but I think that looks pretty neat as it is. So far, so good. It is looking like a chicken shack. What we need to do now is just build some more supports on the left and right. You can, if you really want, spice it up at the end. However, we do need access to this area. So what we're going to do is just take this out and take this side out. And then that way, if we really want, we can go in and cook some lava chicken. So our chicken shop needs staff. So what we're going to do now, we've got just in the inventory here, minecart and some rails. We're going to place 2 rails down, equal distance apart. Place 2 red concrete blocks at the back. You don't have to use red, you can use anything you want. Place a minecart on each track, and then take your villager spawn egg and place them in there. Now, they are not going to go anywhere, so if you didn't have that in place, they would just wander all over the show, but essentially, they're just going to be there for good now. So finally, your chicken shack is working. This is rudimentary by comparison. I think overall, we've done a mighty fine job. The only thing is we could jazz it up with some torches. So if we grab a couple of lanterns just in the top here, I'm just going to do a little bit of creative work on the shack to see if we can improve this any more than it has been. So once you finish your chicken shack, you can make some aesthetic modifications to it to essentially make it your own. So I've added a couple of lanterns on the side here. I've got my menu, lava chicken, $2.99 for 1, $5.99 for 3, and a customer notice saying may contain feathers. They look so happy, they've got jobs now. Round the side here, we've got some stairs, just making our pillars look a bit more realistic. And then at the top, I put a few fence panels in and some buttons in order just to give it that structured look. A little bit of fencing around the left and right, and then a couple of aesthetic plants in order to make it look more appealing. But overall, our lava chicken machine is running. We can call it in, cook the chicken, and then in our box, we have our lava chicken ready to go. So guys, that is the end of the video. We've got a new build. We've got our lava chicken shop, just like the Minecraft movie, and I think I'm just going to take a moment to appreciate it.
You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken? I did, and you're about to find out. La 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 lava. So guys, thank you for joining me today.
The lava chicken shop is looking pretty fab. I love it. It's going to be a staple of my creative world moving forward, and hopefully we can build some more projects together in the future. But until then, I'm going to chow down on some of my lava chicken, and yeah, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys again next time. Have an excellent rest of your week.